Hello, good evening and welcome to UTV Life. Now kick back and relax with me over the next half hour because on tonight's programme I'm joined by Ireland's Mr Motorsport broadcaster Alan Plum-Tyndall, who with his new book is inviting you to keep the revs up.
And the railway bug is starting to bite here at the Ulster Folk and Transport Museum as preparations are well underway for Model Railway Day. Choo-choo!
Okay. Well, staying with transport and its Model Railway Day tomorrow at the Ulster Folk and Transport Museum in Cultra, where Northern Ireland's largest display of iconic miniature models can be enjoyed by enthusiasts and families alike. Ahead of the big event, Rita went along to meet up with some collectors to find out what the fascination is all about.
It's no secret that trains from the big and bold to the tiny miniature hold a special place in many men's hearts. It's a hobby that's sometimes prone to a little gentle mocking, but after spending the day with model train enthusiasts, I for one could be a touch jealous of their passion.
Something about trains that draws young boys towards it, and it's all like miniature mechanics and miniature engineering. It feels like you have your own railway at home and you're able to look after it there. You get to see how it all works. There's times where you maybe have to service it, take it apart. Yeah, it's quite a big educational thing to learn from.
As a child, Michael was fascinated with all things Thomas the Tank Engine, an enthusiasm which has never waned and has taken shape into this impressive circuit.
This layout is actually a replica of a layout that did exist during the 1950s,
Right.
built by Thomas's creator, the Reverend W. Audrey. And the layout got dismantled in 1967 and was rebuilt into a smaller version. But when I came across this online, I thought it's a bit of a pity that this layout has to go. So I thought, wouldn't that be fun to replicate again and continue on from where it left off?
With meticulous research and planning down to every last detail, Michael set about creating, building and laying the track, sourcing and constructing the scene. Seems like an incredible amount of work. It's so impressive.
It is, because model railways, sometimes they would take your entire lifetime. This one took me about, because I was making this for a show, this took me roughly about 1.5 years to make.
Model Railway Day here at the Folk and Transport Museum in Cultra holds the largest display of model trains in Northern Ireland and attracts thousands of people to see these incredible miniatures and real ones too. Oh, I thank you, kind sir.
Model Railway Day at Cultra shows all the different models come together, and people who have been supplied with drawings or come and measured an engine, they bring back the finished model, some years later and run it on their layouts here at the museum.
Now it's something that's obviously of great interest to model train enthusiasts, but I guess it has and holds attractions for everyone really.
Yes, there was an old advert in the 1930s for, I think it was Hornby, and it said, described their model trains as being for children of all ages, and I think that appeals from Thomas the Tank Engine fans right up to people in their 70s and beyond.
83-year-old Phil Aspinwall's collection of model trains, entirely handmade with painstaking and meticulous detail, is quite frankly mind-blowing. You really are the real deal though, aren't you? I mean, I am so impressed. It's so authentic.
Yeah. Well, that's really the object is to produce something which in miniature represents the real thing. So I've got a small lathe, a milling machine. The fittings and that sort of thing are still being made, turned and polished. Rivets punched into the cab sides or the boiler or what have you. There's a lot of planning involved. You've got to get all the information, and especially good photographs. Brings back memories. Working sometimes you get flashbacks of things that happened when you were what you call a wee fella.
And of course, no model train day would be complete without the iconic Hornby.
I think it's a fascination for the past, because a lot of people that are into trains would be into steam trains. It's a fascination with an era that's now gone.
With engines fully stoked, this day is set to go full steam ahead.